Alright, we're finally heading into Morn Castle, passing the corpse on the right. And now we shall see the chronicles of me just giving up on the bullshit that is the left stick press and the crouching that happens every single time. See, here we go. Well, this was on purpose. Castle Morn. Deciding to go ahead and just snipe down all these chimeras ahead of time. As I miss. Yep, and there we go. With the left stick clicks, I will get annoyed at this eventually. At least these guys like to run straight at you so that when you fire your arrow, it just goes straight into their forehead. And notice how these guys have like the scales and the long barnacles. Very similar to like what's on the blacksmith at Round Table Hold. I considered switching to the bow talisman. I really wonder if I could have gotten these guys in one shot with just a mighty shot. Smithing stones too are starting to drop. I really like the quick step into attack maneuver with the twin blades. It does that thrust. Looking around because I hear a lot of fighting going on. And I believe it's behind the wall. That is just a massive pile of bodies. Now, I do believe this castle has like 2 main paths. The Claymore. Now, Claymore is still a great weapon. It is a very reliable weapon throughout the entire Soul series, and that's the weapon art. Very anime. The weapon art for this weapon back in Dark Souls 3 was just the square-off stance. Now, thanks to the Ash of War system, I can buy that stance and just put it on the Claymore so that it functions just like it did in Dark Souls 3, but it's also a very good, like, keen weapon. Keen builds usually going with a strength and dexterity level up. Couldn't sidestep that, could I? Oh, yeah, then that guy just comes into the fight. The jump attack. The jumping attack is going to be pivotal in this place, as we shall observe. There will be longer ladders in this one, I'm sure. Had to observe what was that noise behind me. Forget if I have the jump attack talisman yet. Don't think I do. Or if I do, I'm using the talisman I'm using because it gives you +3 in all of your physical stats for the trade-off of taking a little extra damage, but that trade-off is almost always worth it because it gives you extra health, too. Pardon the dogs. Bella! Now this way does lead down to the Grace, so observing that I am going to go back to the path that I had skipped initially, I believe. But there is also a hop down to that very path. And I found the ladder instead of the hop down.
There's a face I've not seen before. I'm Edgar, warden of this castle, as ordained by Lord Godric himself. But you can see how things have turned out. The menials have all rebelled. They gave me good service, or so I thought. But it seems it was all an act. Foul creatures, as it said, and true enough, they're foul inside and out. I'm sorry to disappoint you, but whatever you come here to do, I'm afraid Castle Morn won't hold much longer. Take this, by way of apology. I see. From Arena. Thank you. I mean, you're dead. But I can't leave yet. Even if the castle should fall, as commander, I must remain to ensure the treasured Sword of Morn does not fall into the wrong hands. If you see Arena, do tell her that her father will come for her once he's fulfilled his duty.
If you remember the woman that we ran into at the beginning of the Weeping Peninsula, so we finally found her dad. And yes, we will proceed to clear out the castle so that he does leave and go back. I should be collecting those. Yep, those butterflies. Those butterflies make the fire grease and the fire pots too. Which, using those has been quite effective almost every time I've used them. I should keep them up to stock. They are made in the item crafting. I can make various elements of them now too. Here's poison, sleep, and I think a holy damage one too. You use the sunflowers for those. Oh, yeah. Oof. I wonder what those old fangs are used for. I'll have to take a look. Why is it always stealth? Up, yep, and that's that's death number one. I made several silly deaths on the way to the boss, and don't worry, I was laughing at myself every time I did it. However, you will see me getting a little frustrated at the boss battle. But now you're also going to see me not start to not give a dang about having to go through this place thoroughly, as I already searched through this place thoroughly. And now we're just going to start zooming through the place. Now, dual wielding these iron cleavers, I didn't really feel that they were that impressive because they kind of both use the hammer move set. Like if I was using a mace or the Morning Star, a lot of the slamming on the ground. So pretty slow, pretty clunky. I think I sell those. I think I'll sell those for fodder later. Try and get on the fast track to get my runes back. That was actually what, like 4,500 runes. That's pretty substantial even now. Oh, that Chimera got screwed. And another thing about the castle that I wasn't a big fan of was you only were able to summon people way at the beginning. You had no other opportunity to summon folks at the boss battle. And if I remember correctly, the spirits, I either couldn't summon spirits or they just weren't that big of a help. But check this thing out. This is the special ability of the torch. You actually throw flames, and the fire does count while it's on the ground against enemies. It's really cool. It's like a half pound heavier than a regular torch. And got the rings. Yeah, 4,500. That's a big deal, especially now since I'm leveling up my stats again. And still keeping to the plan of going into Faith so that I can get the stealthy spells and pretty much... I think I mentioned this before, that Arcane really got the short end of the stick this time around. Try and go for the headshots. The ones that perch up there, they stand still long enough to get the good headshots. Even though I still missed the first one. Oh, and the archery talisman, it doesn't increase damage, it increases range. Just had to go down the most inconvenient spot there, pal. Later. Oh, no, he's still alive. Do I get it? I do. The feathers on that arrow are just massive. And I fell for the sneak attack. A surprise attack. I was surprised. Finally get to see what this guy's been chopping up. Paying me no mind. Do I end up dropping down again here? Trying to figure out where the grace was from. Yeah, I do drop down. Oh! Didn't realize it dropped down to an enemy at the time. Yeah, I really need to sit at a grace because I have a lot of runes. To the right here? Yeah. Grab those butterflies. Yeah, try and get vigor up to 20, which means I'll be, what, level 28, 29 by the time we get there? Don't you love the troll messages? Now, I believe here, you drop down to the left, get a stone sword key, which we are awash on stone sword keys, and after Castle Morn, the episodes are going to be more along the lines of wrapping up the loose ends and random bosses that I haven't been able to kill or I had passed by so that I could level up. We are almost done with the Limgrave and Weeping Peninsula area, and I'm so excited to get moving. You see those slimes back there. Slimes, in this iteration of the game, not only are they susceptible to fire, but they're susceptible to bleed as well. Backstab! Oh, there was a slime right there, that's right. Ah, I should have thought to use the torch against them. I wonder if the torch would have been that effective against the black jellies. He was probably eaten. Yes, and see me switching over to the Knight Rider flail now to get that bleed. And pretty substantial damage. Still takes forever to kill, though. Fire really is the more expedient way to eliminate those guys. Oh yeah, that guy just straight up notices you as you approach. The ones with the big axes, they can take a hit. They don't stagger anywhere near as much. That was a boss in one of those tiny dungeons we did too. So now this is the talisman, and that makes your chain attacks much more effective. Which is great for the twin blade. But as you will see, I'm rather addicted to, you know, those base stats. Of course, the scarab sound is driving me crazy, so I'm making sure I don't miss it. Now I'm watching this, post-recording of just the gameplay, audio, and video, and though admittedly I'm not enjoying doing the commentary after as much as I am enjoying doing the commentary during, what I'm very happy to be seeing is that I'm seeing those little stutters happen. That the first time that happened, I had to sync the game audio to the game video, but I haven't ever had to do that since. So I've been very fortunate about that, because that was the hardest edit I had to do, deleting game video so that the audio synced up properly. Speaking of those tarnished gold sunflowers, there was 3 of them right there. Which I'm wondering if that was really trying to tell me something, that this boss was susceptible to holy damage. And then you always get one of a couple of these at least now, of these dropping puzzles where you have to drop on beams. Now I do believe my hubris gets the best of me here. Actually, I know my hubris gets the best of me here. Here we go. Now, if that drop attack would have killed him in one shot, this would have been maybe a different story. But then I just got overwhelmed by the rats. Nah, the rats would have gotten me, regardless if that would have one-shot or not. I am not looking forward to seeing those things. I have not seen them yet. In any playthrough that I have done, I have not seen those things yet. I'm not looking forward to it. Attempt 2. Oh, and I almost just blew it right then and there. Oh, there's the ducking. Oh no! Do I get out of this one? No, I don't know if I do. Oh yeah, I think I clearly do now. There we go. So, yes, and the whip is acquired. Very interestingly enough, it is a very good means of applying elemental damage. And the strong attack has a very wide sweep. Oh yeah, there are several enemies over here. They were not as perceptive. I always say that I'm going to investigate these spirit jellyfish, and I really never do. You can see the boss from here. Always have to be thorough in my searches. Be wary of crab. Crab! Get some swings in. Then get absolutely owned by the crab. Crab smash. Apparently, I just decided to be fed up with the twin blades, even though I was only, messed up for once. I did decide to go ahead and try to strike and bleed damage, hoping that just changing weapons would make things a bit easier. Also, shields are rather impressive in Elden Ring. As you will see. Like, that blocked attack from that swing was very impressive. And yeah, the flail worked out quite nicely. I even had to not even look at the death, because cool guys don't look at big monster deaths. Alright, so do I stick with the tried and true? Nope, I go through my inventory. Yeah, try to see if there's anyone to summon, but I believe there was not. Could this be wrong? Leonine Misbegotten. Oh, the double jump, okay. Yeah, that brutal range. That woke me up pretty quick. So I decided to go ahead and just lighten up the load as much as possible. The lighter load you have, your better stamina regen you get. And I was dead set on using the twin blades at the time. And I really didn't buff myself either. So I was not taking the fight quite as seriously initially. See, that was a good sidestep there. And so was that one too. And this is when you saw that the jump attacks, they staggered really hard. And then I started ducking again. And then the problem with ducking is, of course, you're moving slower. When you attack, you're not going to attack the way you're expecting, and it doesn't really combo into much. Now, as I started really backtracking a lot, and many times this game will only allow you to move forward with aggression. Because I'm already out of my tears. And ducking again, too. And I did pretty good that time. Now, my thought process at this point in the fight is I didn't want to just resort to jump attacks. It felt cheap. That's a dumb way to think. Especially when it's a PvE situation. You're beating the game. And if jump attacks are going to make it stagger, maybe that's the whole point of the boss fight, is using jump attacks. It's trying to teach you to use jump attacks. And I already gave up at this point. I just wanted to collect the runes. Missed them. But I did get a chance to breathe. And I'm ducked, too. Ooh, this baseball swung me right back in the other direction. It doesn't hardly matters where he is in a swing. And you get a reposit attack too. The jump attacks are his weakness. And then he just gets me in a combo here and pretty damn close. Of course, my frustration does get to the best of me, and I decide to go for the flail and shield situation. I don't know why I kept drinking potions like a dummy every time I was in range. There he is. There we go, finally using the proper countering technique, and that was just piss poor technique with the flail and shield. You bring a shield into the game because you want to be countering, and I pulled off one counter. But as you will now witness, this was the time where I just said, screw it, I'm unmapping the crouch button. See, I have this Wolverine, whatever. I have a controller that has numerous other buttons that you can remap to any button combination you have. And what I wish I could do is I wish I could remap something on the controller, or I could make a button press and not happen, and instead make it work on one of the other buttons entirely. Can't quite have that kind of customization. So I just had to straight up unmap the crouch button, and I personally felt like I was having a much better time at the fights. And I start using my quick step a whole lot more too. Which you can see is just such a fine way to dodge too. See, this is a totally different story. Even though I got stuck in that combo, I got a little arrogant there, and I should have healed up after I got stuck in that first combo when I mentioned it. But clearly, I was executing much better there. That was unfortunate. Is this the one, though? I win the fight when I finally resign to just using jump attacks. That was a rough swing. Ooh. No, he out-jumped my jump attack. There we go. Oh no, knocked me straight out of the air. No. 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 Precisely. And yep, that's it. Finally, just resigned to using the jump attacks, and it was over. And that is the sword that Commander was talking about, which is just the Iron Throne turned into the Iron Sword. I mean, look at this thing. It's ridiculous. so unwieldy. I can't even use its special ability, which I think is just like a war cry. I can do the fancy pose. So now I need to go tell the commander that the job is done and he can go back to his daughter. Wasn't a very accessible grace nearby him. So you kind of have to go from the beginning. So we just gotta kill more chimeras. I nearly died here. And I'm already over the crouching again. However, nope, turned it off. So what I'm going to try and do is when I'm out and about exploring and adventuring or trying to get through areas like this, I'm going to have the crouch turned on, but to try and remember that before I engage in a boss fight to turn that crap off. Or on horse combat. I can see up your ghost skirt. Okay. I clearly misclicked there about the summon sign. Gotta remind everybody the character's name. Don't think that guy ever makes it back up. Yeah, he jumped off to the bottom. Get down here. Thank you.
I'm in your debt for keeping the sword from those fallen creatures. I'm no longer bound by duty. Once I've rescued Arena, I will spend my remaining days with her. Thanks to you, and devote my remaining days to her. Arena has a gentle nature, though. I only hope it remains intact. Rena, how could this be? My daughter deserved better. The fault lies with me. I chose duty over my daughter's safety. And that is how fate has answered. I'll find them, the foul wretches responsible for this. I'll hunt them down and exterminate every last one of them. Rest assured, Arena, it will be done.
And I'll find you in the next episode. Bye bye!